we're back. You're watching 24/7 with me, Nausher Khan. This is the second show in a four-part series profiling the role of NGOs in local community development. मेरे साथ बैठी है Miss Hema Mukesh, and she works as a PR consultant for Concern for Children. Before the break, we were talking about sanitation. Sanitation within Nausher colony, where CFC does most of its work. तो Hema आप बता रही थी कि how poor the sanitary conditions are within.
Yeah, as I said, the concept ही नहीं है hand washing. So even if a kid uses a toilet, he doesn't know how to wash hands. So वो concept ही नहीं. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get this into all 38 schools, all the 38 private schools. But we'll start with our first 3 schools where, we'll put in wash basins, proper toilets. We'll get our own administrator sit in, who will look after the accounts so that the principal knows कि उनकी enrollment बढ़ रही है या नहीं बढ़ रही है. Because it's like, we will take over their property. For them, it's like, because right now they don't even, like the principal will not even know कि उसके school में कितने बच्चे हैं. Like how many girls, how many boys, उसका attendance ratio क्या है. And the major issue with these principals is that ज़्यादातर बच्चे absent होते हैं. And that is just because, as I said, कि diarrhea or other diseases इतनी ज़्यादा है. Then with this project, we will do teacher training, and we will then slowly and gradually look into the syllabus and bring up to a standard. But again, also looking at उनकी capabilities क्या है. So this is a small initiative which we're taking into the education part of it.
I smiled earlier because you were talking about, it's a very basic thing, washing hands after you go to the bathroom. This is a basic tidbit of knowledge of hygiene, personal hygiene, that you and me and hopefully most of you will just take for granted. हम जाते हैं bathroom, we wash our hands and then we're out. But I mean, to these kids, they have no concept because they've never been taught, because their parents didn't do it, their grandparents didn't do it, and ना इनके कोई दोस्त करते हैं, ना स्कूल में पढ़ाया जाता है. Not because also because there is a lack of knowledge, also because there's just a lack of water to use. I mean, इतना है नहीं इनके पास पानी, clean पानी. अगर sewage पानी से अपना हाथ धोएंगे तो it's as
so
bad
वही
as
बात
not
है, because
using it.
उसमें ही आपका खाना पक रहा है, then you're drinking the same water. So the main basic problem is the sanitation issue. And if you get the sanitation part proper, then it's like you take these people out somewhere and dig up the entire area and get it done.
So tell me, Hema, about Chula Chowk. This is Chula Chowk is a small little community kitchen that you set up?
Yes, it's a small little community kitchen. We have about 8 stores. 8. We have selected a Bengali area because they are not that much conservative. If you would have done it in a Pathan area, so वहाँ पे थोड़ा सा well off होते हैं, and then their women will not get out of the house and come into a community kitchen area.
You're talking about the Nausher colony is divided on geographical constituencies based on ethnic background.
Not even ethnic. I mean, if you'll go within some phases, you will
Pathan
see
ज़्यादा होंगे, Bengali. Most of them are, as you said, Bengali
60% is Bengali.
60% of Bengali refugees.
And they're all refugees. Yes. And I mean, as you even met one of the families whose son was like in the Indian jail.
This is a very interesting story. क्या होता है within? I'm sure you could explain it better, but होता है कि most of the men work in these fisheries on fishing boats, going out and procuring the shrimp. So their knowledge of the India-Pakistan border within on the sea is very limited. So they don't know when they've crossed it, and when they cross it, they are in India's they're in Indian waters. So then India has the jurisdiction to go and arrest these fishermen. तो होता है कि the Indian Navy, they arrest these fishermen, innocent fishermen, and they bring them back to their jails. So the woman we met yesterday, one of her 2 sons, her oldest son, had been put in jail, and she doesn't know when he's coming back, and she was very hysterical. She was
very upset.
Obviously, it's a very emotional thing to lose a son, and especially not knowing कि वो वापस
कब आ रहा है, उसकी क्या situation है, whether he's like dead or whether
alive. Absolutely, to be in complete not knowing
anything about it. So let's get back to the Chula Chowk. As I said, from our Motherhood Health Clinic, we get to know what diseases are common within the community. So when we did the TBA trainings, what we've learned is that the ladies हैं, उनके जो बच्चे पैदा हो रहे थे, there are more, उसमें बहुत risk था, like the kids were respiratory issue बहुत थे. So then, we did a little research on it, and then what we planned to do was, there was a pilot project. We started this project last year in March, and we just completed a year. And this is a pilot project where we put in 8 stoves, and it runs through LPG. We do not provide the ladies anything except clean water, which we purify, and the fuel itself. So what they do is they come in, they cook, and then they leave. But after when we started this, it somehow became the woman project, a little empowerment project, where like a woman would come and, you know, discuss her little issues, because what we gave them a platform where like 10, 12 women could come and, you know, discuss. Because otherwise hota ye hai ki kaam mein itna busy hote hain that they do not even get to talk. Like, you know, if they're emotional or something or the other. So then they, you know, they started communicating. And then when they started communicating, then our program officer, Amna Mahmood, you know, with them they communicated. And then they understand that yes, you know, cooking on firewood takes a lot of time. And, you know, ab health issues nahi hai, bahut kam ho rahi hai. Like, again, yes, we are closed for 2 days, which is Saturdays. We don't open our chula ghar because of limited funds. Otherwise, we would have opened 24 hours for them. But yeah, they do understand everything. And then, you know, now it's like more interest is कि जी हमें बताएं पीलिया कैसे होता है, काली खांसी कैसे होती है. So now they're coming up to a prevention area also. They do talk to her about, you know, family planning. कि आप फिर हमने बहुत दफा savings की meetings की हैं, बच्चों के साथ saving के. Because for them, like as I said, they have like kids like from 6 to 7 kids in one family. So what normally they do is 5 रुपए दे दिए, 2 रुपए दे दिए बच्चे को घर से बाहर. And बाहर वो बच्चा क्या खरीद रहा है, जो भी चीजें बाहर मिल रही हैं, unhygienic things. So then we did a savings meeting with these kids where we, you know, made them realize that, you know, if you save little, at least kuch tum badi cheez, maybe you could buy a cycle or, you know, something or the other which you could. And then the same thing which we did with the women, where, you know, you could save some money and maybe you could pay your kids admission fee, because education is very important. You know, because you have to make them realize that aapne, aapke parents ne, unke parents ne to life, you know, from 50 to 60 years lead kar liye, but your child should not be like you. So, you know, so this is like the things which came up from our Chula Ghar project.
आप बता रही थी कि a lot of stuff you cannot do because you just cannot procure the funds.
Yes.
तो आप बताएं आपके what are your main sources of funding? आपको corporate sponsors हैं आपके या personal donors हैं that give you money? आप क्या like where do you get the money?
We have corporate sponsor like we have GlaxoSmithKline and we are in their premises. And
GSK has provided you with office space?
They provided us with the office space which take care of all our overheads. Then for our MCH, which is the Mother Health Trial Clinic, they gave us their branded medication. So that's the main source where we could run our MCH. Then same we have Creative Chaos who does our website. And like ICI who supports us with our Chula Ghar project. Like with this education initiative which we are starting and I'm raising funds for. Target has given us some funds. And the same way, Lucky Cement is also helping us out. So yes, we do have.
So you do have.
And then there are private
donors.
Yes, there are private donors also. But again, you know, we want to do more within the community because, I mean, there are just 3 NGOs working in this slum.
So what I've heard is that a lot of NGOs come, whoever, you know, they have this volition to come, desire to come, sorry. And they come, but they don't stay for long.
They don't stay
for long.
How long
has CFC been established within?
It's for 12 years.
12 years. And बाकी सारी NGOs कितना time lifespan नहीं रहता?
No, like we have TCF in Machakoni and then we have Alsina Rafai Center.
जी.
So Alsina also came back, I think 3 or 4 years back.
Okay.
But normally होता है like they do come in on mobile health के उस पे mobile clinics में आते हैं and then they leave, yeah.
अच्छा. तो आप sources of funding, you know, on the topic of sources of funding, I understand that you are to host a fashion show.
Yeah.
In August sometime. So can you tell us more about the fashion show so the viewers outside can also hear what?
Yeah, sure. There's going to be a fashion show fundraiser and it's going to be on 2nd of August. And there are 6 designers, like we have Rizwanullah, Karma, Tihanoon and Kamia Rokni. Then we also have Kash Hussain. And there are a couple of more. We're hoping that Rizwan Beg or Deepak Purwani comes in.
So some big names.
Some big names. And this is going to be a one-day event. And what we're trying to do is to look for sponsors and sell our corporate tables. Because again, education is huge. Like, you know, there is lots that we want to do in this particular project, along with, yes, with other projects. So it's like, you know, we don't have an ongoing support. So like one needs to raise on and off. So that's what it is.
Acha, so any corporate sponsors listening into this show, tables are still open, and I'm sure you are dying to
yes,
auction
for
those
their
tables
response.
Off. Perfect. We have to take a quick break. We'll be back right after the break with a further discussion on the role of CFC within Macha Colony.